it's Dan Lorenz with High Country Land Management out here on Audubon's Kiowa Creek Ranch with Dave McNitt. And tell us what we're doing out here, Dave.
My name's Dave McNitt. I'm a private lands wildlife biologist with Bird Conservancy of the Rockies. I work in partnership with the Natural Resources Conservation Service and Colorado Parks and Wildlife. And I've been assisting Dan here and Audubon with restoring the forests on Kiowa Creek Ranch here.
Yeah, so when you say restoring the forest, why are we standing next to a giant yellow machine?
Yeah, so when we say restoration or restoring, we're implying bringing it back to something. Well, for millennia, these forests were shaped by frequent fires that burned less than every 35 years on average. And those forests were much more open historically. And those are the conditions to which wildlife are adapted and which forests are resilient to fire and other disturbance. But it's difficult in this modern era to have fire on the ground. That's why we're in this era of fire suppression and the forests are so thick. So we have to come in with machines like this and mechanically remove trees to mimic the way that fire would have shaped the forest. So basically what this type of machine can do is it'll come in, it'll grab a tree, it'll cut the tree, limb and top the tree and stack the tree. This one machine can do all that. And while it might seem like a big scary machine, this is actually a really clean, efficient way to do work when you're talking about treating hundreds of acres. This is the type of equipment that you need to match that job and come in and
Right.
handle that.
Yeah, so and that's one of the things we've been talking about is like a lot of us, you know, we have a smaller property and so we attack it with a chainsaw, right? And there's quite a bit we can do to help that property improve the habitat, but we really don't, unless everybody on the whole, you know, you might live in a 1,200 acre subdivision. If we need everybody to do it, like there's everybody with a chainsaw, or we can knock it out in a couple of weeks with this, right?
Yeah, I'm a big proponent, and the agencies that I work with, we're all big proponents of getting larger acreage projects together, and that means working with your neighbors often and bringing in machines like this, because while it might seem intimidating at first sight, this is actually the way to get in and treat the acres and get out. Because what we're talking about here in Colorado is we have millions of acres of forest that are so departed from those historical conditions. So when you start thinking on that scale, this is what it takes to get the work done. And you can make a little bit of a dent maybe on your own property with a chainsaw, but until you come in with the right equipment, you're not going to see landscape scale impacts.
Yeah. Cool, so we'll show you some more about that in some other videos, and we'll be right back.